Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, member of the Armed Services Committee. Thank you very much for joining us here today. Senator, first up, what was your takeaway from this announcement after this meeting happened that the Putin-Trump summit would officially be called off, at least for now?
Well, Sandra, as President Trump said, and has been increasingly clear, President Putin is the obstacle to peace in Ukraine. It's not a surprise, of course. He's the one that invaded Ukraine almost 4 years ago. President Zelensky has made clear he's willing to accept a ceasefire along the current line of contact to try to have negotiations. President Trump has been pushing that from the very beginning. President Putin continues to make absurd demands like Ukraine surrender territory that Russia has not been able to take by force. So until President Putin is willing to accept the reality on the battlefield, then the United States, through our European partners, will continue to support Ukraine as they fight to defend their own territory against this unprovoked war of aggression.
All right, so I guess we are left to see and watch where that all goes next while we are still in this government shutdown, Senator. I want to ask you your thoughts on that, as here is President Trump saying he'll only meet with Democrats if they let the country open. This was Tuesday in the Oval Office. Listen.
They're doing this because they have Trump derangement syndrome. But I would love to meet. I would like to meet with both of them. But I set one little caveat. I will only meet if they let the country open. They have to let the country open. The people want to go back to work.
So, I mean, do you think Democrats will come to the table here or come to their senses, however you see it?
I think they need to come to their senses. Sandra, what's really happening here is the Democrats, especially Chuck Schumer, is scared of their radical left-wing base. And the president is simply asking, as we are, that they open the government. And then if they want to debate whatever their kooky ideas are, taxpayer finance healthcare for illegal aliens, we're happy to debate them. But to give you just one more example of the contrast here between what we're trying to do to serve the American people and the Democrats' vanity and selfishness, President Trump just announced that we're going to reopen the core operations at the Farm Service Agency. That helps farmers all across the state of Arkansas process loans or work on other farm programs. What are the Democrats up to during the shutdown? Just down the hallway, they're in like the 17th or the 18th straight hour of prattling on the Senate floor. That has required all the Capitol police officers, all the Capitol support staff who are not being paid to stay here overnight. They're putting their own vanity and their own political gain over the very people that protect them and over the American people who depend on the federal government for vital services like law enforcement, like national defense. They need to come to their senses now.
All right, so that's your take. Here's Chuck Schumer's take when he was asked about how the negotiations are going. Listen.
The bottom line is the president should not be going overseas until he sits down and negotiates a bill that addresses the health care needs of the American people, plain and simple.
Okay, so now there's this discussion of, obviously, that we have been in about Democrats and pushing to extend the enhanced subsidies for the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, for health insurance premiums as part of this deal to end the federal government shutdown. Senator Klobuchar really got things going when she put out this tweet. Senator, I don't know if you have seen it, but she's talking about these early retirees, Bill and Shelley, who have complained about they're the group who would see their costs go up the most. They would see their health insurance premiums increase nearly 300%, Klobuchar makes the case, from $442 to $1,700 per month. If the Republicans refuse to extend the enhanced tax credits, that's an extra $15,000 a year families can't afford. Well, one of the Washington Examiner columns reacted in a way probably a lot of people were seeing this. What the heck were we giving $1.3 thousand a month to a couple that decided to retire at 50 and 58 years old? We'll have to bankroll them for another 20 to 25 years while they contribute literally nothing to the economy. And you're mad we aren't giving them more money? Care to weigh in here, Senator?
Well, Sandra, the reason so many people struggle with health insurance is not because of the temporary Biden-Obamacare COVID bonuses. It's because Obamacare is not providing affordable health care at high quality. It's ironic that the Affordable Care Act continues to be so unaffordable that we have to spend hundreds of billions of dollars every time Democrats take power to prop it back up. If the Democrats want to have that debate, we're happy to have it after they open the government. But a debate about health care policy or immigration policy should not be contingent on funding our troops, funding our federal law enforcement, making sure that young children are getting their nutritional needs met, that families who depend on food stamps when they're in tough times are able to put food on the table come November 1, which will also be at risk. We can debate all these questions, Sandra, with the Democrats if they want, but they need to open the government first.
All right, Senator, good to have you on the program. A month and running this shutdown. Thanks for joining us live from Capitol Hill.